everyone, I'm Melissa here and welcome to your Melissa Moment. Hello everyone, I'm Melissa here. Welcome to your Melissa Moment and welcome back to Try It Thursday. Now you just watched me try Tim Hortons Brought It Back Retro Donut, the Walnut Crunch. Okay, Tim Hortons has brought back 4 retro donuts they used to carry and they no longer carry for whatever reason. They were the Walnut Crunch, which we just tried and you saw, the Cinnamon Sugar Twist, the Blueberry Fritter, and the Dutchie. Now, I told you I'd be back. You probably didn't think I'd be back this soon, but here I am. I have gone and purchased the other 3 donuts. I should have just got them all at once and done one big taste test for you guys, but I didn't. Plain and simple, I didn't do that. But we are going to try those other 3 that we haven't done together yet. So let's have a peek. We have the Dutchie. Now this is a square. I believe it's got raisins in it. I believe it has cinnamon in it. And it's covered in that glaze. Okay, I'm just going to set that aside for a moment. Continuing on, we have got the Blueberry Fritter. Looks similar to a Dutchie, except it's a bit bigger. It's kind of a square shape. It is, again, covered in that glaze, and there is blueberries in it. Now, what's interesting is I'm used to the apple fritter. I get the apple fritter all the time. Now, the apple fritter has real apples and cinnamon like throughout. I thought the blueberry fritter would be the same and have actual blueberries throughout. However, it looks like, you see that little hole there? I think this is filled with blueberry jam by the looks of it. It smells very blueberry. Okay, we have that one. And then the last one we have to try is my favorite so far, the Cinnamon Sugar Twist. I love cinnamon sugar. It's my go-to. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's a fairly large donut. It's about the length of my hand. So those are the 3 that we're going to try today. Let me just glaze. Okay. Now, I'm not going to eat 3 donuts because that's like 1,000 calories. And frankly, I don't think I could eat all 3 right now. So I'm going to cut a quarter of each of them. Okay. Which one should we start with? Let's do the cinnamon because I feel like that one's a good one. So let's start there. Give me a second. I'm going to cut it into quarters. I am also going to share these with my husband and daughter later on. Okay, let's just put them back in the bag for later so they don't get dried out, hopefully. Ooh, a lot of cinnamon sugar came off. Okay. I love cinnamon sugar, you guys. It's so good. Okay, so this is just, it's a plain donut. Okay, there's nothing inside of it. It's just plain cinnamon sugar on the outside. Let's give her a try. Classic. It's light and airy on the inside, not very dense. It's not a cake donut. Okay, it's not a cake donut. It's a yeast donut. So it's very bread-like. Getting cinnamon everywhere. You guys, I love cinnamon. I mean, don't mind me while I get the cinnamon off the board here. So good. It's good. It's so good. Okay. If I'm rating these out of 10, cinnamon sugar twist donut, I'm gonna give it an 8. 8 out of 10. Not stale or dry, but not 100% fresh either. If it was fresh and warm, it probably would have got a 10. Okay. Now I got a palate cleanser here of iced tea. Okay. I think we're going to do the Dutchie next because, like I said, I think this blueberry one is filled with blueberry jam, and I don't want that to overpower everything. So I'm going to cut the Dutchie into quarters again. Okay. Into quarters. Okay. And I'm going to put 3/4 back in the bag. Okay, now let's look at this quarter of this Dutchie. Okay, so this is a quarter of it. You can see the raisins in there. Okay, again, it looks like a yeast donut. It's kind of bread-like, airy, fluffy. Okay, and then it's got that glaze. I don't really see a lot of cinnamon in here, so it might just be raisin. So let's try it and see. It's good. I'm not getting cinnamon, so I don't think there is. It's basically a raisin bread with icing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good though. How do people eat full-size donuts like this? Like, technically I've only had half a donut so far. I'm starting to feel very heavy. Like it's just weighing in my stomach. Good though. It's good. The Dutchie, I'm going to give it a scale of 1 to 10. It's pretty good. I'm going to go with a 7. A 7 on the Dutchie. Again, if it was a little fresher, it would have got an 8. Okay, the last one. Blueberry fritter. Now, I'm going to lower you down because I'm going to cut into this and I think it's filled with jam. If that's the case, this is going to be messy and I want you guys to see it, okay? So, I'm going to cut it into, well, quarters, I believe, but we'll see how it goes. It might make a mess. Let's just see. Okay, well, that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be full of jam. Okay, based on that hole. But apparently it's supposed to be full of jam. But obviously, because they filled it from this side, all the jam is going to be in here. This side, you can see it doesn't look like it goes through that far. So this side's not going to have a lot of jam. I'm going to leave the one with the jam intact and put that away for later. Okay. And let's cut this one and see. Yeah, you guys, like there's like no jam in this one. There's a little on that side. So that's the side we're going to eat. Okay. The rest to go in there for later. All right. Let me move you again. That's the thing when you fill donuts. You got to be able to fill them so they're filled. Like if I'm paying for a filled donut, I expect it to be filled with whatever, cream, icing, jam, whatever's in there, it should be filled with. This didn't even go halfway, you guys. Tim Hortons, do better. Like either you got to start filling from both ends or I don't know, figure it out. So just looking at it, again, it looks like, again, a yeast donut. It does look like there's little bits of blueberry in there. And then you're supposed to have the jam. It does smell like blueberry. It doesn't look like there's a lot of blueberries in here. So I'm thinking they might use a blueberry extract because it does smell very blueberry, but I don't see a lot of blueberry. So let's try it and see. There's a lot of blueberry flavor, but it's very artificial. It does not taste like fresh blueberry. I think they use extract because there's not there's not a lot of blueberry in that. Very artificial. And the donut, even though it's a yeast donut, it feels very heavy. It feels very dense. It's a lot. The more I chew, it's almost gummy. I don't know, guys. The apple fritters are great. Blueberry fritter, I can see why they brought back the Dutchie. I can see why they brought back the cinnamon sugar twist. I don't know why they brought back the walnut crunch and the blueberry fritter. In my opinion, the walnut crunch is the exact same as your chocolate cake donut with glaze, except it might have a few walnuts in it, but it didn't make that much of a difference. So in my opinion, they still have that donut. It's just in the form of a chocolate cake donut with glaze. Blueberry fritter, scale of 1 to 10. I'm giving you a 2, you guys. I'm giving you a 2. It's very artificial. There's not a lot of blueberries. The jam did not go all the way through. It wasn't overly fresh. It feels very heavy. I would not order or get a blueberry fritter again. I don't know why they brought it back. The apple fritter is far superior. Wow, that was disappointing. That was disappointing. Let me just try the jam. Hang on. Let me grab the side that actually had the jam. Okay. And let me just try the jam. That's funny. The jam doesn't even really taste that blueberry-like. I mean, it obviously is. No. Sorry, blueberry fritter, that's a miss. That is a miss. Wow, that's interesting. Anyway, those were the donuts they brought back. If I'm rating them or ranking them, cinnamon sugar twist, number 1. Yep. Dutchie, number 2. Walnut crunch comes in at number 3. Blueberry fritter, only because I have to place it, it's in 4th. But if I could, it wouldn't be placed at all. I don't think it needs to be here. I don't think it needs to stay here. I think they should have left it discontinued. That's my opinion. I know some of you may be a big blueberry fritter fan. And to those of you, I say go get your blueberry fritters now because they're going to be gone again soon and probably never come back. And honestly, that's the way it should be. But that's the Tim Hortons Retro Donuts that they have limited time only right now. If you haven't checked them out, definitely get yourself a Dutchie and a cinnamon sugar twist. They're amazing. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.